Virgo, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name is Alan from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Virgo love reading. Now, if this is your first time here and you have questions that you want answered about your romantic love life or your relationship, then start now by subscribing and clicking on that little bell icon so you always get notified anytime I post a new Virgo tarot reading for you. Now let's get on with this Virgo May 2023 love reading today, because we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in May 2023. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Virgo, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with a second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started here. What is the mutual point of interest between Virgo and their romantic person of interest here in May 2023? We got 2, it looks like. What's going on with you, Virgo? What's going on with Virgo as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in May 2023, please? Let's get one more for Virgo, please. Really? That's a very unique thing that's happening there. Cards like flipping over and trying to come out but getting caught, and then one flipped up and got stuck between my fingers and then went back in. I don't think I've seen that happen before. What's going on with Virgo's romantic person of interest as it relates to Virgo and the connection between them here in May 2023? What's going on with Virgo's person? Okay. You don't say. Well, on the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading, 4 of Cups. This is Cancer energy. This is an energy of being emotionally discontent, like not fully happy with what's right in front of you here. So much so that one or both of you is daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that you believe would lead you to your happiness and your fulfillment. Sometimes this can represent that there's a love offer on the table between the two of you already, and it hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. It's just kind of been left hanging here in the air with nothing being done about it. Sometimes it can represent one of you is contemplating making a love offer to the other one and just haven't done that yet for some reason. It's interesting to note that we've got 3 cups here in the front, and the person's not happy with the 3 cups. The 3 of Cups represents either being united and celebrating, or reunited and celebrating, or it can represent a third-party love connection because there are 3 cups of love present here. Could be a case of like, I'm not happy because we're not fully together yet. We haven't been either united to begin with or reunited, and I'm stuck daydreaming about that and hoping for that. It could even be a case that there's a third-party thing going on and I can't get that other cup out of my head, that other person that they brought in. I can't shake that out of my head. Or if it's your person that's doing that, maybe they're not happy with where they are and they can't quit thinking about this other person. Normally, I wouldn't think that's what it meant, except for what I'm seeing out here, which we will get to in a second. Right under this 4 of Cups, I have the Magician. This is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the tarot deck. It's someone who has all the tools and resources and abilities to manifest or create from nothing whatever it is their will desires. This is about a person's thoughts and actions shaping the world around them to be the way they want it to be. It usually means someone is actively manifesting something, or someone has already actively manifested something, and it's like that person has created the scenario that I'm about to read about here. It looks like it's going to be a scenario about a decision. The 2 of Swords is Libra energy of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Either because there's not enough information to decide, or because, hence this blindfold here, someone doesn't have enough information. There's something they don't know about, they can't see yet. Sometimes this is an energy of someone who has the blinders on purpose. In other words, there's something I don't want to see, something I don't want to look at, And because I'm being like stubborn and in denial about something, that's preventing a decision from being made. Sometimes this is a case where it's not your decision, which is why you're not making it. It might be the other person's decision and they're just deciding not to decide. That's the overall gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about here. We'll probably come back to that more as we go along. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in May 2023. It doesn't always affect you both the same way. Sometimes it's a case of they did this and now you're feeling the ramifications of it. Sometimes it's a case of they said or did something and you're feeling this way, or vice versa. Sometimes it's legitimately some external thing that's affecting you both. But normally I get one card for the shared energy, and this time I got two cards. I got the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Pages are messengers, so this would be news and messages and communications about some physical, real-world opportunity presenting itself here. This is also an energy of someone who's at the very beginning stages of making a plan for the future. And then I have the Six of Swords, which is Aquarius energy. This is about moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving the rough, choppy waters of the past behind you, moving forward towards something that you want. It's like really about moving away from something painful and forward towards something that you want. It's the card that comes after the Five of Swords. I'm getting ahead of myself, but the Five of Swords is out here as your final card in your energy. So at this stage, this painful, mentally and psychologically painful thing has already occurred. Sometimes that's a betrayal. Sometimes it's a big fight, an argument, something like that. It's something that's pretty big. It's already occurred, and there's nothing you can really do about that now because it's already in the past. It's already happened. There's an implied choice here, though, and it's as you're moving forward into the future, are you going to carry with you into your future the burdens that painful thing caused you and let that continue to weigh you down? Or as you move into the future, are you going to carry forward with you the lessons that painful thing taught you so that something like that never happens again? This card is usually a couple of different things. It can be sometimes an energy where I'm leaving my person behind and I'm moving forward without them. Sometimes it's a case of, okay, let's move forward together and let's leave all the bullshit behind us, like all this painful stuff that you did to me or that I did to you or however that played out. Let's leave that in the past where it belongs. Let's leave the arguing about it in the past, the blaming of each other, the pain of it all. Let's leave that behind us and move forward together. So it's one of those two things here. Let's clarify this and see what else we can find out. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Why is that the shared energy that's affecting Virgo and their person here in May 2023, please? I think we might have another one that flipped. I'm not sure. Nope. On the bottom of the deck, Death. It's not just what's on my t-shirt here. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is an ending to something. This is something dying so that it can be born again in a different way. Sometimes this is a case of like the relationship has died. Some painful thing has happened. I now have this plan for the future where I'm moving forward because I'm not happy and because someone has created a situation here. It could be that we're at the stage of making a decision about whether or not to move forward with them or without them. This is looking like something bad happened and the connection has died. Now, I have the Queen of Pentacles right behind that. This is Capricorn energy. This is one half of the equation that creates the Ten of Pentacles, which is most people's goal in the physical world. It's like maximum stability and abundance and prosperity. It's the combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources. It's like the Ten of Pentacles will be like combining lives together, building a life together, building a life around each other. She's half of the equation that does that. The King of Pentacles is the other half. I don't have the King of Pentacles yet. This would a lot of times represent like a wife figure or this stable, committed person that I'm building my life around, like the centerpiece of the home and the family. Got the Magician right behind that. This is really already looking like a case of that's you showing up here And this is your person, the person who created the situation that I'm going to read about. Their thoughts and their actions manifested something here that looks like it brought a death to the connection. It brought some painful situation here where now there's a plan about how am I moving forward from here. When I clarify the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, I get the Page of Cups, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Swords. So surrounding all of this energy, it's got pages on either end of it here. These are the lowest form of the court cards. They're the least developed of the court cards, like not fully mature type of an energy. This Page of Cups is news and messages and communications about love and emotions. So this could be like lovey-dovey messages. This could be romantic, like flirting type behavior. This can be expressing feelings. This can represent an apology here, although I don't really see apology happening. This is like the early stages of some sort of a love offer or love connection where we're not in the stage of doing anything about it right now. We're more just like talking about it and communicating about it. I've got, out of this shared energy that's affecting you both, I have 3 pages right here. Pentacles, the Cups, the Swords. I'm getting ahead of myself again, but your central energy is the other page that I'm missing, the Page of Wands. So already a few minutes into this, I've got all 4 pages out here. That's not fully mature energy, not fully developed energy. Second clarifier is the Lovers. This is the Gemini Major Arcana card. This is a powerful love connection between 2 people. I know a lot of readers will bullshit you to no end and tell you that this means we're talking about a twin flame dynamic or a twin flame connection, and it's got absolutely nothing to do with what this card really means. The readers that tell you that are completely full of shit, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I've triggered a few other readers by talking about this because they don't want me talking about it, because they make a shitload of money off of these twin flame readings, and really all they're doing is keeping people stuck in some toxic bullshit relationship that they shouldn't be in to begin with. And they get people convinced that, oh, this is the one for you, this is the person you're supposed to be with, they're your twin flame, and that just causes people to stay stuck in a very painful situation that they shouldn't be in. And I'm not that dude. I'm not that dude. I will call a spade a spade. I will call a dog turd a dog turd. I'm not going to put glitter on it and try and convince you that it's pretty when it's not. This is not twin flames. A long time ago, before this card was called the Lovers, it was called the Choice. It wasn't called the twin flames. It was called the Choice. And it represents a choice in a powerful love connection, or a choice between lovers. And I'm already seeing that out here. I know I haven't shown you everything yet, but we will get to that here shortly. This is the early stages of communicating with someone about a physical opportunity and a plan for what to do here. Someone can't get this other cup out of their head, and they create a bad situation where there is definitely a choice that has to happen. There's the choice right there behind it, the decision-making sword. This is the sword you use to cut away the options until there's only one option left, and that's how a decision gets made. This is also the sword you use to sever a connection. Right below that, I have the Ten of Swords, which is a swift, painful ending, usually an ending that you didn't see coming, which is why the swords are in the person's back. This is sometimes an ending in betrayal, which is why the swords are in the person's back. No matter how you slice this, it's an ending. I've got death here. Something not good has gone on or is about to go on. And we got these early stage flirtatious behavior, lovey-dovey messages, communicating about love and emotions. Then that leads ultimately to a choice about this connection between you and this person, and probably your person having a choice between you and some other person. I've got the Wheel of Fortune next, which in terms of zodiac signs would represent the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. This is a change in the luck and fortune of this connection. If things were going good, this is the wheel spinning the other way and it went to hell in a handbasket. This is some sort of change taking place that changes the course of events here. Probably takes us from having this plan for a future together into this now planning on what do I do moving forward, leaving someone behind and moving forward. Final clarifier is the Page of Swords, news, messages, communications. It's also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. This can represent like spying on someone or keeping tabs on someone, or like scoping out their Facebook and Instagram, trying to figure out what's going on with them, asking people about them to figure out what's going on. It could be snooping and spying. It could be a case of like they left their phone on the couch next to you and went to the bathroom, and while they were gone, some message came through and you happened to see it. This can be some external person that knows both of you and saw what was going on and came and told you about it. Hell, technically what we're doing right now with me being nosy and snooping around into the energies of your connection, that would qualify as the Page of Swords. But there's some sort of really like immature energy surrounding all of this, and in the center of it is something that changes everything in this connection, and it's probably a choice between more than one person. Not uncommon at this point in the reading. I don't fully understand yet exactly what this is trying to say, although it feels like I got a pretty good handle on it. But I will come back to this as I go through your energy, Virgo, because then I can see how this applies to you. I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it applies to them. Already it looks pretty clear how it applies to them. But that's the shared energy that is affecting you both here in May 2023. Virgo, your energy is the Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Five of Swords. The Empress is the mother of the tarot deck. She is perpetually pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. She represents the birth of something new. Every once in a while, she can represent the rebirth of a connection, but this is really feeling like your person has birthed a new connection here. Had some messages, definitely a lot of communications going on with someone. Oh, no. This is the birth of something new. So tell me more about the Empress here. I know this is your first card, and a person's first card is always their most important, but it's very common in my readings, especially the general readings, the collective readings like this one, where your first card usually ends up actually being your person's energy showing up on your side in that first position, because something that they're doing is affecting you so deeply. Tell me about the Empress. Why is that here? It's the first card in Virgo's energy, please. I was not in a bad mood. Like, I know it might feel that way. I was not in a bad mood at all before I started this reading, but I'm already feeling like I don't like your person's energy. I'm not even into their energy yet, and they have rubbed me entirely the wrong way, and I'm feeling slightly aggravated and slightly aggressive toward them right now. So I apologize in advance if I seem a little different than I normally do, but this person is tweaking my melon a little bit here. Bottom of the deck, the Chariot, Cancer, Major Arcana energy. This is the fastest moving energy in the deck usually. This is at its core about using the will to move forward past problems or challenges or obstacles, like getting by all that stuff just through sheer will alone, and then moving forward very quickly in success and victory. I said it's the fastest energy in the deck usually because it usually is, but there are no reins that connect the driver to the beast that pulled his chariot. So he uses sheer will alone to power this thing, to steer it and to control it. So if the driver is not in alignment, this thing can be every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man, where it doesn't move at all. Or worse yet, this dark shadow side will pull one direction, this light side will pull a different direction, and it'll rip itself in half as it tries to move forward here. This could be telling me that your person has some misalignments, so to speak, and they ripped this connection in half as they move forward into birthing something new. This could be telling me that you were pulling one direction and your person was pulling in a different direction, so there was a misalignment between the two of you where you were pulling in opposite ways, and that's partly what tore the connection apart. At its core, this is like, this will to overcome obstacles and problems that are in the way. Right below that, I have the Star, which is the Aquarius Major Arcana card. So I got a lot of Major Arcana energy here. It's a card of healing. This is card 17 of the major arcana. Card 16, the one that comes right before this, is the Tower. So you don't ever make it to the star energy without going through a tower first, where some important thing in your life collapses and shatters and falls apart right in front of you. Sometimes that's the collapse of a relationship. Sometimes it's the collapse of a belief system that you had, or like some mental model of the world that you were operating from, where like, I believed we had this plan for the future. I believed this person was the one for me. I believed that I was supposed to be with this person. And then something happened to abruptly just shatter that belief. And now nothing's the same as it was right before that happened. Well, when that comes apart like that, it's really hard to see your way moving forward from there. And the star is the guiding light from the universe that shows up after the collapse of the tower to light the way for you, light that path for you so you can see the way moving forward from there. This is where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. So I have two cards in a row that indicate there is probably a desire on your end to rebirth this connection, at least having the hope that we can heal this and overcome these obstacles that are in the way between us. But the problem with that is underlying all of it is more major arcana energy of the moon. This is Pisces energy. This is fear, worry, anxiety, usually from uncertainty. So there's probably fear and worry and anxiety about whether or not we can heal this and overcome it and move past it, or are we too misaligned to be able to rebirth it? Did this birthing of something new collapse everything so badly that we can't move forward from there, and having fear and worry related to that? But this card also represents something being hidden in the dark, as in some secret being kept from you. But when I clarify this birth of something new, it feels like that's the secret, or at least a piece of the secret being kept. I have the Five of Cups. There's the Two of Swords again, the Four of Wands, and the Empress again. Five of Cups is Scorpio energy of sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these three cups that have been spilled, and like all the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted, all the time and effort and energy that's been spilled out and wasted. Meanwhile, there are two upright cups in the background. The Two of Cups would represent a connection between two people, like an emotional connection between two people. But it doesn't have the focus right now. Right now, this person is focused on the past. And at its core, that's what this card is really about. Yes, it's sadness and remorse and possible regrets and maybe even guilt about something that's been done. But this is about where a person's focus goes will literally dictate to them what emotions they feel. So if you're focused on the past, you're going to feel what you felt in the past. If you focus on something that you've lost, you're going to feel that loss. And if you focus on something that you think's missing in your life, you're going to feel that gap in your life. And that can prevent you from seeing an opportunity, prevent you from looking at the things that you do have in your life that you could choose to be happy about if you only put your focus there. This is feeling like there's a lot of sadness and regrets and loss, emotional pain tied to the birth of something new. It's possible that this is also representing your person birthed something new and now they have some regrets about doing that, or some remorse about doing that. But there's definitely focusing on the past, focusing on what I don't have, focusing on what I've lost. And that's causing negative, low vibrational emotions for you. Two of Swords. We already saw that 3 cards down in the overall energy of the reading. It's Libra energy of a decision that needs made, only it hasn't been made yet. Either because there's not enough information to decide, or there's something you can't see yet. I did see the moon, and notice how prevalent the moon is in that card. This can represent like there's something I don't want to see, something I don't want to be true. I don't want to look at that, and that is, I'm like keeping the blinders on purpose because I don't want to see it, and that's preventing me from possibly making a decision to leave this person behind and move forward. Could also be, like I said, representing your person, and they have a choice to make between two lovers, you and some other person, and they're just deciding not to choose. Potentially have my cake and eat it too. Why would I choose to give one of you up when I can just have both of you? If I can keep it a secret, I can maintain having both of you. It could be that. This happened, it looks like, during a time of the Four of Wands. This is Aries energy. Fours are stability. So this is stability of the home life, stability of the family life, stability of the connection between the two of you. These 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. This is usually a celebration card, either like a celebration of the home and the family, or it's a celebration of the thing that I've been trying to manifest has actually materialized in the physical reality, and I can celebrate the arrival of it now. This is looking like something happened, like someone birthed something new during a time when you guys, at least what you believed, was a stable connection here. And now there's some decision that hasn't been made that's going to affect the stability of this connection. The Empress is the final clarifier for the Empress. So whenever I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card in the clarifiers, that's the universe beating me over the head like, dude, I done told you there was the birth of something new has happened here. Central to your energy in this connection, Virgo, we have the Page of Wands. This is news and messages and communications about passion and desire. So passionate messages, passionate communicating. This is also an energy of someone who has the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something they have passion and desire for. So again, this is feeling like your person's energy showing up over here because that's what they did. When they birthed something new, they had to start with the willingness to take the first steps down that new path. Tell me about this Page of Wands, please. Why is the Page of Wands here central to Virgo's energy in May 2023? Wow. Yeah, I will go on record again as saying I don't really like the way your person feels right now. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of teamwork, collaboration, working together as equals to build something of value, to build something great. The thing that you would be building of value here is the 10 of Pentacles. We talked about that before when I saw the Queen of Pentacles, but not the King. They work together as equals. That's what this energy is about, to build that 10 of Pentacles. And in the middle of this working together as equals, there's someone here who manifests something. They created the situation that leads to death, the death of this connection here. Something dying. Looks like what's dying is the Sun. This is Leo Major Arcana energy. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Like, you can't get a better card than the Sun in a love reading when that's the meaning that it carries. The other meaning, we've already seen the Moon. Well, this is the card that comes immediately after the Moon. When the moon's out, it's dark outside. Things get hidden in the dark. There's stuff you can't see going on. It represents a secret being kept. And the next step is the sun comes out and it shines its light into the darkness. So this represents illumination, illuminating that which was hidden in the dark, exposing the thing that was hidden. Secret busted wide open. So this can represent the death of this connection was created by someone because they had a secret, and then the secret gets exposed. It could be that the secret got found out. Someone told you about it, you discovered it, some communication happened that clued you in on it, but ultimately it got exposed. This can also mean that there's the death to the happiness of this connection here. I'm getting that reinforced here with the clarifiers that came out, because to clarify the Page of Wands, I got the Queen of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Well, I do have the King and the Queen together here. Again, these are the people that create the 10 of Pentacles, but look what's between them. Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about those options and choices. There's a lot of cups here. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of different ways I could play this situation, and I don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong thing. So I'm confused about what to do. This can represent someone who has, like the smoke here, can represent clouded decision making, clouded judgment, can represent intoxication clouding the judgment. It can represent just emotional confusion that's between the two of you, like you being confused and I don't know what to do here. When I look at what this is saying horizontally instead of vertically, I got the Queen of Pentacles laying right beside the Five of Cups, so there's sadness and remorse for you. I've got beside the confusion about the options is a Two of Swords, a decision about those options, and the decision isn't being made. Also, the person has a blindfold on, clouded vision, obscured vision. I saw the moon, some secret being kept. This very well could be a case, because this is tied to the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. This could very well be a case that your person tries to confuse you, tries to cloud your vision, tries to obscure things from you so you can't see it. Oh my goodness. The final clarifier here is the Ace of Pentacles. This is a practical, tangible, like real world, I can touch it with my hands, like physical opportunity presenting itself. And it's tied to the King of Pentacles and sitting right beside the birth of something new. So your person, they had an opportunity to birth something new. Now, I do have to say that it probably isn't this way for you, but I gotta say this Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. The King of Pentacles is Virgo or Taurus energy here. It's entirely possible that for at least one person watching this after you, the Virgo is the person that had the physical opportunity and actually birthed something new. Not going to be that way most of the time. I would assume that this is your person's energy a lot showing up over here and affecting you. And I would assume that this is probably you. The only reason I'm making that assumption is because like 80% of my viewers are females. And we got a feminine energy here. The final card in your energy, Virgo, is the Five of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict. So this is a conflict in thoughts, a conflict in communicating. In other words, like a fight, an argument, a verbal conflict, like bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons, tongues being used like swords to cut someone. This is a fight of some kind here, a conflict period. And it can be a betrayal. It can be a person who has like a winning at all costs mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want, Virgo, and what happens to you is what happens to you. That's your problem to deal with, because I'm getting what I want no matter what happens. This is at its core a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event taking place. Tell me about this Five of Swords, please. Why is that the final card in Virgo's energy? The stars on the bottom. More Aquarius energy. Again, healing, hope, having the hope that we can heal whatever this conflict was that arose between us, having the hope that we can heal from this betrayal that took place. Again, this is the card that comes after the Tower, so you don't ever make it here without going through the Tower first. The collapse of something important. Having the hope that we can heal the Ten of Pentacles. I've alluded to it several times already. King and Queen of Pentacles build this. We saw the Three of Pentacles. The working together as equals to build this. And here it is. This has come apart. I think this is what the Tower collapsed, is this being combined together physically, as in like being married or living together or going down the path toward that. It could be that you had a plan for the future of living together and being married. And now there's this hope that we can heal it and put it back together, which implies that it has collapsed already. Yeah, there's that Chariot again, Cancer energy of like the will to overcome the problems and the challenges and the obstacles and the roadblocks that are in the way of healing this. But again, if there's a misalignment here, whether that's a misalignment with your person pulling in two directions or a misalignment between the two of you where they're pulling one way and you're pulling the other, this thing ain't moving, or it's going to tear itself in half. Underlying all of that is the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. There's been a betrayal. When I clarify the Five of Swords, I get the High Priestess, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Too many fives, too many swords. High Priestess, this is she who knows. She sits in front of the veil of consciousness, so she has access to all the information you and I as humans don't have access to. She knows everything. She sees everything. She's aware of everything. The problem with her is she doesn't always tell us everything. So this card in and of itself can mean there's information you don't have. There's something hidden from you, some secret being kept from you. We already saw the moon, a secret being kept. If I get either one of these, it implies that there's something you don't know. When I've had both of them, there's something that you didn't know was going on. And even though you didn't know it, as in like conscious mind didn't know it, didn't see it firsthand or have like them on video camera doing it, you knew anyway. This is your internal knowing. It's those intuitive hits, your intuition screaming at you, gut feelings that something is off here. Maybe you couldn't put your finger on it. Maybe you didn't even want to believe that it was true. You didn't want to look at that. A lot of times, like this is like a conflict between the head and the heart. Here I've got another conflict card that's head related, emotions related. The fives are all conflict. And I have 3 of the 4 fives out here in your energy. So there's conflict here all over the place for you. A lot of times what'll happen is someone's intuition will scream at them and they'll just have this internal knowing that something's wrong. But none of us want to believe that. We don't have the facts to support it, so I don't want to believe something's wrong. And we have a hard time telling, is it really my intuition telling me this, or is it that little fear voice in the back of my head telling me this? And this was your intuition. And it's possible that you didn't want this to be true, so you didn't believe it. It's possible that you didn't have enough evidence to support it, so you just couldn't believe it at that point. But your intuition told you something. It definitely told you something. It's sitting right beside you. And now there's sadness and remorse tied to this, emotional conflict tied to this, possibly because you didn't listen to your intuition. Next clarifier is the Seven of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is a period of time where there's you taking a pause to reflect and take stock of this connection, to take stock of the situation you're finding yourself in. And what you're doing is taking a look at the 7 seeds that have been planted between the two of you. And you're trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? Are we ever going to be able to heal this and get back to the 10 of Pentacles, or get there to begin with like I really want? Is this worth me continuing to invest my time and my effort and my energy into? Or is this something that's not ever going to pan out to be what I want it to be? And maybe I should just cut my losses and move on. So this represents that period of time where you're going through that type of a thought process and weighing those kind of options and deliberating on that kind of stuff. And it's right beside the 7 of Cups, which is emotional confusion, like clouded judgment, clouded vision, like not being able to see everything and not being able to decide because you don't want to make a mistake and pick the wrong thing. The final clarifier for the 5 of Swords is the 5 of Wands. So I've got 2 conflicts right here in this column. Wands are passions and desires. So this is a conflict in your desires, like an internal conflict where a piece of you probably wants to leave this person behind and move forward on some new plan for your future here. But it's about being internally conflicted. So even though there is a piece of you that's like, dude, you betrayed me, you did some stuff behind my back, you kept secrets from me, and I'm ready to leave you behind and move on, there's still another piece of you that has the hope that this can be overcome and it can be gotten past and it can be healed. And there's that piece of you that wants to hold on to them. There's probably even a piece of you that's waiting on them to come back, probably daydreaming about that. But again, underlying all of that is the freaking moon again. Fear, worry, anxiety, secrets being kept. That's what's underlying everything, is the secrets being kept. So there's a piece of you that wants one thing and another piece of you wants pretty much the opposite of that. And you're playing this internal battle of tug of war in terms of what it is that you want. Very strange, too. What's laying right beside the Five of Wands is the King of Pentacles. And again, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but the Five of Wands is the central energy for your person. And you're going to shit gold bricks when you see what the actual energy is for them. So that's your energy in this connection for May 2023. Virgo, let's scoot this over and get some more room. Yeah, this is looking like new beginnings happened, early stages, communications, choice between lovers that changed everything in this connection. Another thing that this Wheel of Fortune can represent is a cycle that keeps repeating itself. It's possible that this ain't the first time this has happened with this person either. But there's the energy of figuring out what's going on. There's the energy here of you already knew what was going on, but whether you wanted to believe it or not, that's a different matter. But there's energy here of you figuring it out. Your person's energy in this connection for May 2023, Virgo. Queen of Wands, Five of Wands, Queen of Cups. Now, if this isn't screaming what the hell's going on with your person, I'm internally conflicted here because a piece of me wants the Queen of Wands and a piece of me wants the Queen of Cups. At this point, if you're coming up as a queen, you should be probably the Queen of Pentacles, which is how you show up over here in your own energy. So I'm not sure which of these represents you in terms of your person and the way they're viewing you or the way they're feeling about you here. Well, one of them is you and one of them ain't you, which is why we've got this change taking place, because there's a choice between lovers. It's probably why we've got this Two of Swords here, where a decision has to be made between these two queens, and they just decided not to decide and instead chose to keep things a secret here. The Queen of Wands is usually Leo or Aries energy. If it's not representing a sign like that, it's representing a person that has the qualities of the Queen of Wands, which would be someone who knows exactly what she wants and she goes after it and she doesn't take no for an answer. This is also someone that they would view as very sexually attractive and sexy and good looking and vivacious and fun to be around, and the person that they have a lot of passion and desire and sexual energy toward. Tell me about the Queen of Wands, please. Why is the Queen of Wands here for Virgo's person in May 2023? Yeah, I believe you. I had a card flip up and show itself to me and then flip right back down and stay in the deck. It was the Emperor. That would be the person who's in control, in charge of everything. And that's not your person. They're not in control of things. They're not running the show correctly. What's going on with this Queen of Wands? Let's get one more. Ten of Wands just did the same thing. Some heavy burden that your person is carrying here related to this Queen of Wands energy. I'm sure it is probably a heavy burden on someone to be sneaking around and keeping secrets from the person they're with and have someone else on the side and be keeping that a secret. That's probably very burdensome. Especially when you've got on the bottom of the deck the Ten of Pentacles, combining lives together. This is either married or living together or going down the path toward being married and living together. The Chariot. This person is internally conflicted. That's their central energy. So they are not in alignment. They're pulling in two different directions here, which tears this being physically together. It tears that in half. There's the Star. There's still underlying this whole thing an energy of will to overcome the problems here and hope that we can heal this. The Hermit. This is Virgo's major arcana card. It's interesting. He has in his lantern, the thing that lights the lantern up is the star. So this is about shining the light of the universe inside yourself, down into the shadows of yourself, and having the courage to face what's going on inside of you. That requires a certain amount of withdrawal and isolation and focusing internally. Usually a person doesn't voluntarily choose this. Usually something happens to force that upon someone. Usually it's 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords, death, Tower, stuff that we've seen already. Bunch of conflict. This usually means that the communication has stopped between the two of you. If it's not completely stopped, it's a lot different than it used to be. I'm not sure if this is representing that you have shut down communication and you're inside yourself, or if your person has shut down communication and they're searching their soul, trying to figure out how do we heal this and how do we overcome the obstacles here and get back to this 10 of Pentacles. Although I don't really necessarily believe that is what's going on with them. Damn, something I didn't consider before. I see these energies here that would lead me to believe like husband and wife, or committed people that are building a life together, living together, something like that. It's entirely possible that they birthed something new with you and they were already married or committed to someone else somewhere else. And it's possible that they got the hell out of Dodge because they were taking some time to try to figure out how to overcome the obstacles with the person that they were already with before you. I'm not sure which way that goes. It's probably going to be one way for you and a different way for the very next Virgo that shows up to watch this later. I do have underlying all of it the 3 of Cups, which can be, it can be an energy of being reunited and celebrating, like reconciliation, but it can just as easily be a third-party love scenario because there are 3 cups of love in this picture here. I've got 2 different queens. I've got a choice between lovers. I've got the birth of something new that got hammered into me because it's there twice. I've got a choice that's not being made. I've got this other cup that I can't get out of my head, and I've got options and choices between the King and Queen of Pentacles. Conflict all over the place. Your intuition screaming at you and telling you something's not right. Way too many pages out here. Way too many conflict cards out here. Definitely something's not right. To clarify Queen of Wands, I get Judgment. I get 2 of Cups. 6 of Pentacles. Judgment is a powerful major arcana energy. This is a final decision being made. In a love reading, this is a decision about the connection. Are we calling it dead and over with, or are we going to resurrect this and bring it back to life and transform it in a way that it's never going to be the same again? We did see death on the bottom of the deck right at the very beginning of the reading. Some decision was made, some judgment was passed on this connection. I would like to believe that this is you. I don't know that I can or not. One of these 2 queens is you, and I don't know if it's the one that there's love and emotions coming from, or if there's one that there's all this sexual energy and attraction and desire coming from. I guess it doesn't really matter which one is you. Ultimately, there was a decision made here, some judgment passed here about the connection. The 2 of Cups, Cancer energy. It's a love connection between 2 people. It's I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected, but it is a 2. And in tarot, 2s are about making a choice, making a decision here. So this can be a decision about the connection. Are we calling it dead and over with, or are we bringing it back? This can also be a choice between more than one cup of love. It's the minor arcana version of the Lovers, which is a choice between lovers a lot of times. Some decision got made here, but it doesn't feel like it was willingly made as much as it feels like it was forced because a secret got exposed. Final clarifier for Queen of Wands is the 6 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. This is a card of balance. So sometimes this can be about balancing the connection back out. Sometimes this can be like, I scratch your back, you scratch my back, you take care of me, I take care of you, like equal give and take type of a connection. But sometimes it can represent the merchant, which is your person, giving to 2 at the same time in the physical sense. I do have a physical opportunity presenting itself to what feels like your person. And right beside that physical opportunity is the birth of something new. So it could be possible that that's what this is talking about. I'm given to two people. I've got two people that I have to choose between. And there's the decision about that here. Whether that's them making the decision or you making it for them, I'm not clear on yet. Central to their energy is the Five of Wands, Leo energy again. We've already seen this. An internal conflict, a conflict in their desires. A piece of them wants one thing, and another piece of them wants something different. And they're internally conflicted about which of these two things do I actually want. Tell me about the Five of Wands. Why is that here for Virgo's person in May 2023? Why is that central to their energy, please? The Magician. This person is the one that manifested this whole situation. They're the one that has the decision to make, but they don't make it. Either at some point they make it and they choose to betray you and end things with you, or they don't make the decision and you pass judgment on it and you cut them off because they betrayed you. Either way, it doesn't matter who made the decision. The decision ultimately is that this is dead and over with. It's completed here. Their thoughts and actions created this, their internal conflict. If you're manifesting something and you're not fully clear on what you want, that's how you manifest a bunch of shit that you don't want. They're internally conflicted. When I'm not sure, do I want A or do I want B, you tend to manifest a little bit of both of them at the same time, even though that's rarely ever a good thing. We're going backwards from card 1 of the major arcana to card 0 of the major arcana. We're going, what I manifested started me back over here. This is the Fool. It's a new beginning. It's the first card of the whole tarot deck. So it's a new beginning here. It also represents a person who just throws caution to the wind. Like, I don't need to know what the steps are. I don't need to know what the outcome is going to be. I don't need to know what the consequences of this are. I'm just doing it. I'm going to leap off the cliff and I'll worry about all this shit as I move along. I'll figure it out as I go. So it can represent someone who displays foolish behavior in terms of what they create in their world. Someone who takes unnecessary risks in terms of what they create in their world. Or someone that takes risks outside of the connection here. With the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands isn't you. Queen of Wands is the other person. I just have all this passion and desire and drive, and I want her, and I have this attraction to her and all this sexual energy toward her. And in that state, I decided, screw it, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go get what I want. And there's Death, Scorpio's major arcana card. That brings death to this connection. When I clarify the Five of Wands, I get the Six of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Six of Wands is more Leo energy. It's the card that comes immediately after the Five of Wands. This is a card of recognition. So either your person recognizing something or your person getting recognized for something. Well, if they're manifesting a situation where they've taken the leap of faith with this Queen of Wands person, what they manifested was a judgment being passed to call this dead and over with. Yeah, and right after that, Knight of Cups, they move forward and take actions toward love and emotions. Notice how similar these two cards are. Like, horses are going in the same direction. Dude in armor on each of the horses. They both have the same front leg up in the same angle. Yeah, right behind that is the sun. Things getting illuminated, things getting exposed. Wow. I think they got recognized for what they were doing, and that led to all of that. They got recognized for this Knight of Wands energy. Ooh, this person is draining me. I do not like the way they feel. This is sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. It's this wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth, bullshit kind of an energy. It's someone who can come rushing in all passionately and tell you what you want to hear and get what they want out of you, and then they'll rush off somewhere else just as passionately and get what they want there too, and then come back and forth and play both sides of the fence, run back and forth between two different queens, trying to just get what they want. Possible that they get love and emotions out of you, and they get sex and passion and desire and attraction out of the other person. This is a player type of an energy. It can be a non-committal energy, and non-committal in the sense of I can't stay fully committed to what I say I want. Like I tell you that I want something and I want to move forward with you, and I even act gung-ho about it and start taking actions on it, but then just as quickly I'll pull back and go the other direction. And look what it's running forward toward. Two of Cups. This is the kind of person who, when their wand stands up, if you know what I mean, and it points in a certain direction, I gotta run to see what my wand is standing up and pointing at, and I gotta do something about it. And what it's pointing at is the whole column with the Queen of Wands, and this connection with the Queen of Wands, and this idea of giving to two. Final clarifier for the Five of Wands is the Six of Swords. We already saw that as one of the two cards in the shared energy, and here they are draining me again. This person feels like they had to be a giant pain in the ass to deal with. Again, this is moving forward into calmer waters. It's moving away from something that is painful and moving forward towards something that I want. It's strange how both of these final two cards in the first two columns are both sixes, and the first clarifier in this second column is also a 6. So I've got 666 out here. I've got a couple of 7s out here in your energy. Now I have another 6 out here in the shared energy affecting you both. I've got 3 5s in your energy, a 5 over here. I got a lot of 5s, a lot of 6s, a lot of 7s, and a shitload of pages. Final card in your person's energy, Virgo, is the Queen of Cups. This is Cancer energy. This is like a loving, mothering, nurturing type of an energy. This is the person that I would get my love and emotions from. This person has love and emotions for me and pours love and emotions into me. Also, a very intuitive person. The only card more intuitive than this is the High Priestess, which is over here in your energy. So now I'm convinced that this is you. They get love and emotions from you, but they get sex from this person. Passion, desire, they get that from there, and they're internally conflicted about which is more important to me, getting love or getting my wand wet. Tell me about the Queen of Cups, please. I don't like your person. 3 of Cups on the bottom. Cancer energy. This can be being reunited and celebrating. But it can also be a third party love triangle here. There are 3 cups of love in the picture. The Star, hope and healing. But this is also, like I said, the past couple times I've shown you this, it's the card that comes after the Tower. This third party thing brought down a tower, and there's still hope that this can be healed, tied to you in your energy over here. Yes, this is their energy, but that's you, and this is tied to your energy in that sense. Virgo, Major Arcana, the Hermit. This really feels like you have the hope that this can be healed, and you probably want to reconcile with them, but they have shut down communication here, is what this is looking like. Maybe you shut it down. Ace of Wands under that. This is the phallic symbol of the tarot deck. It's the male phallus, using it to be intimate, sexual energy, sex. It's also a new beginning in passion and desire, a passionate new beginning. Like, during a time when there's the Ten of Pentacles. So either you are married to this person, or you're living together with them, or you're going down the path toward that, had a plan for the future, moving in that direction with them. And that's when the wand became a problem, and communication became a problem. See, that's what's two cards here that can be about reconciliation in the hope that it can be reconciled. Looks like that's coming from you, but what's underlying all of that is the wand. Happening during a time when it shouldn't have been happening. Betrayal here. When I clarify the Queen of Cups, I get the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. I have way too many swords over here. Way too much passion and desire that's not aimed at you. It's aimed at someone different. A very small amount of love and emotions over here. I only have one cup card over here on your side of the table, and that's emotional confusion, clouded judgment, clouded decision making, like obscured vision. Not nearly enough cups in this reading for it to be a relationship reading, and there's way too many fives. This Nine of Swords is Gemini energy, fear, worry, anxiety, thinking about something over and over with all this fear and worry behind the thinking, and doing that to the point where it stresses you out. This is like mental anguish. This is sleepless nights, nightmares. I can't eat, can't concentrate on what I'm doing. It's fear. It's a situation that I don't want to face. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see it for what it is. And it's so strange, because in this first clarifier in their second column is them being recognized for something. And then here, tied directly to your energy on their side of the table, is you having your back to it. Well, the way it's laid on the table is like this. So you having your back to the recognition, you having your eyes covered and closed to the recognition. It's rare for me that I get that strong of a sense that there's something you don't want to see, and like your intuition screamed at you and told you, but you didn't want to believe it. I get that really strong impression here. I'm getting it again with this card, Eight of Swords. So it's a step backwards from the Nine of Swords. So it's like things are alleviating a little bit, but this is still not a pleasant energy to be in. It's overthinking. It's grinding on something over and over again, where you can't really shut your mind off because you're thinking about it on a repeating loop. And again, notice the blindfold. This is also a self-imposed mental prison of your own thoughts. In other words, the way you're thinking about it, the fact that you haven't like shimmied a little bit and gotten these really loose binds off of you so you could take the damn blindfold off. That's a choice. That's someone who is staying in a prison of their mind on purpose. They're not coming out of it. This is not being sure what the safe step to take is and feeling stuck and trapped and blocked, which is tied directly to this wishy-washy bullshit player kind of an energy here. And it seems that this person is being allowed to make the decision about what is it we're going to do here. And you don't see what's really going on, possibly because you don't want to. And you're feeling stuck and trapped and blocked, waiting on them to decide which of these two cups do you want. But they just keep bouncing back and forth between the two of you. And they're not choosing. They're not making the decision. They keep doing this Nine of Pentacles energy. This is Virgo energy. So again, it's like this feels like your energy, and this mental anguish and overthinking and self-imposed mental prison is tied to another Virgo energy here. So in a sense, there's that meaning to it, but this also has a double meaning in that this is your person's side of the table. This is a singles energy. It's a step backwards from that 10 of Pentacles that we keep seeing over and over again. This is being physically single. This is physically by myself. I'm not combined together with you anymore. This is, I don't need you to physically take care of me. I got her to do that. I don't need you to financially take care of me. I'm showing up as the King of Pentacles on your side of the table with opportunity. I don't need you to financially or physically take care of me. This does not always mean a person is actually single. Sometimes it starts off as they're not single. They're in the 10 of Pentacles with you, but they're representing themselves in the physical world as if they are single when they're not. Which is how you end up giving to two people. It's how you end up as a player running back and forth between two different cups. The final clarifier for this Queen of Cups is the 5 of Swords again. Again, that was your final card in your energy. This is their final clarifier, final card of the whole reading. Aquarius energy. Conflict again. A mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. This is a betrayal. This is a person who has a winning at all cost mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to follow the wand, and I'm going to get the person that I have all this passion and desire and sexual attraction for. I'm going to communicate with them 3 different ways here. I got pages all over the place in that shared energy. I'm going to have my 2 lovers. I'm going to have my 2 cups of love. I don't care what that does to you. I don't care how much mental anguish and mental strain and problematic thinking that causes you. I don't care, because what I care about is me and getting what I want. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Virgo love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.